What are the recent product lineup additions that you have done?
So we've actually recently gone from a single product to multi-product company.
Also, talk about the ecosystem that you are building.
Correct, sure. So the transition at an ecosystem level or holistic level is we've gone from an F&B specific billing product to a small and medium business ecosystem, right? So how Zoho has its own suite, we want to become the suite for retail businesses, right? So what do they require? They require billing, they require inventory management, they require payroll, so time attendance, and they require some kind of task management, right? And this is the entire suite that we've just completed and launched. So we've actually had a very busy year and a lot of things breaking, us mending them, and then so we've launched payroll, which is essentially our own hardware device which captures your attendance using a biometric, and we calculate the salary according to when you've come in and all of that, right? So that entire product line is out. It's cloud based, so the advantage that gives is a lot of people today have those fingerprint sensors, right? But they're all like, you put an Excel, you put a USB, you get the Excel, you put it in your computer and you do your payroll, right? Now only your admin sees this. There is no operational insight you're getting, right? Which means that if you have been late for 5 days, your money will be cut, but the owner does not know that he has to talk to you. Because in India, you have to go and talk to that employee that, hey, you've been late 5 days, you cannot do this, right?
Yeah.
The owner never comes to know of this, right? So because it's a cloud, you switch from payroll and time attendance being a reporting thing to be an operational parameter, right? So because in India it matters कि आज तू 5 मिनट लेट आएगा, आज तू 20 मिनट लेट आएगा, तुम्हारे तो नहीं दिवसे के ऊपर से, right? तो एनो कसू पण impact आओ सर. So actually cloud device मत થઈ શકશે. So that's something that we've launched. The second product that we've launched is called Petpooja Invoice. So we've had a team of 15 people working for 2.5 years on this. So we developed the entire AI model, where you take a photo of an invoice and akho data. So there have been softwares which could accounting perspective they automate કરી આપતા હતા, એટલે invoice નું seller name, total amount, GST આટલું આપી દે, right? But actually the value is in the product detail, right? Because you are buying 100 things today. 100 things automatically inventory में तो update कर ही दो. But think of it like 5 years down the line, if I have the data of say 1,000 users, the kind of price data I have is invaluable, because I can tell you, hey, you want to buy potatoes? There are these 5 suppliers who are selling it for much cheaper than you're buying it at. Right? And then is when the real saving comes in. Right? So that is something that we are looking to build. And we've launched the tool. The global database obviously is a matter of adoption, because I need that kind of density. Say 1,000 people buying potatoes, right? That's the kind of density I require to actually give valuable insights, right? And the third we've launched is something called Task. So task is, say right now all the tasks say you have to clean this, or this needs to be fixed, or the AC needs repairing. All of this is done on WhatsApp. There's no trackability, right? And our new software called Petpooja Tasks can actually, automate that. So not automate, but can, make those records visible and get you insights. Okay, these were the 5 tasks assigned to you. How many were done on time? How many are not done? How many are dependent on someone else to do something else? So if this is broken, maybe you need to order a part for it. So the electrician came, checked it, but he said, no, I need to order a part. So you can actually track that till it's done, fully done, right? So that's another thing that we've launched.
And is there a way you consider which feature to sort of roll out, or how do you prioritize?
So red ocean markets and blue ocean markets, right? Red ocean markets considerations will be very different. You would actually need some sort of basic features to compete in the market, right? Ke have payroll cha. So some features are very commonly available in every other software or hardware that's there. So I need to at least build those to go out and fight, right? And so I will go with, okay, what does the market want and what is already there in the market? Start with that as the base. I need at least 80% of that to go out and fight, right? So that cycle will be governed by what is there in the market. Blue ocean market, so Invoice by Petpooja, the AI scanning app that I told you about, right? For that's a blue ocean market. Nothing like this exists. So I can actually go out with the minimum viable features that are there, the minimum that is required to do the functionality that's there, right? And I can just start with that and then build features on top. But it's actually interesting. You have to listen to your customers, but you have to read between the lines. You can't exactly implement what they are saying, because a lot of times when you ask them, okay, now how would this work, right? You're saying, okay, do X, Y, and Z. Now, from a technical standpoint, I have to think about A, B, and C also, right? કે તમે કહી દીધું કે યાર આવી રીતે 2 મિનિટથી વધારે થાય ને તો કરતો, તો મારે વિચારવું પડે કે 2 મિનિટથી ઓછું હોય તો શું કરવાનું, right? I have to think of both sides. Tech does not work on like assumptions. It's very hard coded, right? તો એ વખતે એમનો આન્સર કંઈ જ ના હોય એમની પાસે કે ના એ તો જોઈ લેવાનું, right? That's not how tech works. So I have to listen to what they're trying to say, what do they want as an output, and then think how I can implement it technically, right? So, but yes, you continuously need to talk to your customers, but build on what they want, not exactly what they're saying or what they're asking out of you.
Right. And is there a strategic way you use data that is coming from your customers to sort of...
Yes, but yeah, after a point, too much data is... processing too much data is a myth. Like, you can get a lot of that output from talking to people. As much as a tech company, I'd like to say, oh wow, we used a ton of data to make decisions. No, a lot of it is gut, right? A lot of it is gut feeling and intuition. That, nah, this should work, and it does work, or it doesn't. And to see whether it does work or not, you look at data, backdated data. Right, you don't use a lot of it to drive a lot of decisions. Yes, I'm not saying not at all, right? Obviously, you have analytics and all implemented. You see whether I've launched this feature, now how many people are using it, should I build more on top of it, right? But it's not extremely proactive as you think, right? Because after a point, too much data is also paralyzing. Right? People are literally looking at every bloody data point, and with tech you can track everything. Right, which is a problem, honestly. So હવે આ બટન અહીં મૂકવું કે બાજુ મૂકવું, એના માટે મારે એક એક્સપેરિમેન્ટ ના રન કરે, right? Because honestly, I can build something of more value in the time that I run that experiment. પછી એક ના ચાલ્યું તો I can edit it, right? The cost of editing stuff is not that high. So
we need data points that makes us follow our guts.
Yes.
Follow our art.
Yeah, pretty much. And the other thing is, see, we are in the small and medium business space. We don't do a lot of enterprise, right? While we have a lot of chains, large chains also now, but SMB owners don't exactly not that well articulated in what they want.
Sure.
Let me put it that way, right? And SMB, you are building for 80,000 clients. You're not building for 5 behemoths, right? So I am not dictated by exactly what they want. Right? I have to think what they will need going on from here, and what a large majority of them will need. Not like 5 clients what they will need, right? So in that way, in SMB it's great because I can dictate the product pipeline, versus an enterprise where there are $5 billion clients and I have to do as they say. So I have that flexibility in SMB.